Shubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Ban Kyntiew ya kerukom ak film kaput ketem bat kiwei ka Directorate of Arts and Culture kala penlong ya kajing IG hikai bekerpang kabala sedang hanya kesengi ka khatri tarik unai wing bat ka ban kut ha ka arpui tarik unai wing kani ka project kabala tip kom ka umbrella project kala penlong ya kani kajing IG hikai na ka banta kom no ban snap film ban thok script ha ka rukom ak bat ha ka put ketem kum yi ki dui tara bat kiwei ki jat jing tem ha ba ya keran bu Dominic Sangma we ni ginok snap film mulo ong bakum kini kajing IG hikai ka Donkam bandan man kapor ban Kyntiew ka sap ka phong jong ki Samla na kaliang ka kong lap liang Syiem kala ong bagani kalong ka Donkam ka ba kila sedang na du snam arajar khat khandai bat menta kila yo ban pen orlong ha ka babun ba ki Samla kin yo jing mentoy kala ong ru bangi Donkam man Ailad ki Samla makin Kyntiew ka sap ka ba ki don kala ban rap da ka ba ong ba ha ka jela jongi ki don shibon kita masa ki ba ka sorkar ka penlong balada kila ban pentebet kin yo Ailad ba kini Syiem benta bat kin yo jing mentoy shibon bat kan long ru kum kalat ban kamai.
Why people think that everybody can shoot? Because it's so easy, Camera, I've seen so many films, I can shoot, and they go ahead and try to do that, and try to shoot, and all these things. It never works. Because it needs discipline. It needs perseverance, it needs passion to do it. Only then you'll be able to do it. It's learning, everything needs learning, but filmmaking has been kachra. Like the way people have used filmmaking is like sad. That's why I'm so happy when Paul called me up that this amount of students have registered. So, so this is something that I want to start off. From now onwards, start seeing things that surrounds you. Look out for possibilities first around you, okay? And then we will do that. So support your families have to support you. In the beginning, your friends have to support you, and then when you get bigger, you get into this, So then I call up my friend. She's from China. She saw my student film which I made in SRFTI, in Strategic Film Television Institute. It was competing in Beijing. She saw my film, and then she liked my film, and she said, like, one day if you wanted to make a feature, let me know. I take a chance. I called her up, and I said, see, I'm gonna make a film. Will you be interested? She said, like, how much? I said, like, don't need much, but this amount of money. Few, like, not so much. So like, okay, I can spare that.
To hone their skills and to explore more avenues and to prepare themselves to face the world. We are also fortunate to have so many accomplished resource persons from Meghalaya who will be handholding and providing guidance and mentoring to the budding artists. As Mr. Dominic Sangma has noted, art plays a very important role in our lives. Can you imagine any great movement in the world which is not actually supported by art? For example, take our independence movement. Before Vande Mataram, our independence movement was something, but after the novel Anandmat and Vande Mataram came to the fore, Vande Mataram became the rallying cry. Like so many movements across the world, they have slogans, and these slogans come out of the songs. And they have songs, they have artists performing street plays, theatre, independent movements across the country, across the world, and human rights movements across the world. Any other movement, any public movement, art plays a very crucial role because art has the power to mobilize and galvanize people, the power to inspire. See, you must have seen many people, you must have come across many people who are inspired by novels, who are inspired by movies, plays to achieve something. We can never underestimate the power of art. And second thing, not only it motivates, it also keeps us happy. Okay, some people have this notion like entertainment is slightly an inferior form of art. It is not. See, we all want to be happy, we all want to be entertained, we all want to have a good evening where there are some good performances, or we want to watch a good movie. So, art plays that important role. It fills that void, as Mr. Sanma has rightly noted, it fills that void in life.
Kani ka umbrella project nga try kalong kabakong san bagi baga sarkar kala ban stang ban yat ko bi ang I bapol na do arhajar khat khandai hi ni lai khat lang phang kani tangpa namar baga covid kawan ka covid ti menta nasu comment bangi yo ban long ye kani ka umbrella project namar kin bun ki jing men toy ban wan yaki khana yaki samla yaki tu ki batrang ban kam sung thu yaki performing arts bani don hamni kapade ki traditional art form and also contemporary bani don the kumangahi as a theatre person nga kani kan wanra ki bun ki jing mentoy ya ka ki jat ki
kena sama ke jing ta
hoat kan don namar ki avenues ki bun pha kumangar ngala puli ka training jonga ka dan shapar na bar na Delhi par na party na dina na shi Europe but ki platforms ki bun pha but mangi shini dengi khalan ka training dengi khalan ban pen kani ka jing pen tibet ki khana kan Ailad ki ban kiu ban poi shi ki insan ki bakham yan ni kan ai ru kani ka kajinya sno lang bat ki pun ki organizations shabar ki pun ki art organizations hangne ha di India jani bat shabar ru te kan wan ki bun ka e banga yu I manga ki bun ki jing toy ba kan mi kani ka workshop
tu
hoat na tharai da ka sarkar through kini ki workshop kala ban focus pha ha ki training kani kari bani Donkam namar kum ka magalai ni bun ki festival ni bun kini ki one mentau penai November le ni don bun ki cultural festival hingga dengi focus bro shi snam dengi focus haka training atrai kata kan wan kani ka jingmentoy ka bakam long sustainable ka jingmentoy ka ban kam long ka jingmentoy ka bakam crowd di kum kila implementa ka sikpak mo ka Shillong International Center for Performing Arts pakan yat ketu dengi sedang kum kini ki workshops dengi pen company ki workshops kan yarap hakin ban build kini ka skill base like a training base ini shani
I'm especially gonna teach on script writing. We'll be exploring how to develop stories into script and how do we think in visual terms. So these are the things that I'm going to touch. I'm also going to touch upon how students have to think stories from this region, so indigenously rather than getting influence from outside. How do we come up with the stories from this place? That's what I'm going to do.
upcoming youths.
Yeah, I think this is the right time in Shillong, in fact in Northeast. This is a good time to catch on filmmaking, because if you see, we are right now filmmaking is not so expensive comparing to before when people used to use big cameras and they need to have like proper train. They need to have a big equipments and things like that. But right now, anybody can make film if they have like sincere willingness to make a film. It's a good time to catch on it. It's a good time to explore our stories before it's become too late. You know? Yeah. Art is. It seriously. I think it is something. It is a food for our soul. You know, like the way we need bread, the way we need food for our life, for our soul, we need art. If you read a good book, if you watch a good film, you know, it helps us to empathize, it helps us to understand other human being, and it helps us to, like art, help us to come together when politics try to divide us. You know, this is like, that's why like art is very, very important. Art helps us to change our perception. It help to change our perspective, you know. So art will always make you see life in a fresh way all the time. So that's how art is important for our life in simple ways. Yeah. Of course, this kind of project they should organize more this kind of project more often, so that we, especially I think what art and culture did with the Dotrong and Duitara and things like that is very important, you know, like so that we should help them realize what we have, our own instruments, you know. People should start figuring it out. People should start playing our own instrument and see. Yeah.
Awan Gabriel G moment wa ekembang awa ya sessiono ya workshop Dotrong ni sekian pun asmang nak ya. Nakimang awa ya no cadang berang nas kinar tama bukan kusong dia. Maina no pa aku madera be wamang okama Dotrong ko sekinar ta. Aru un baksana pa awa anthani biani ko cadang berang na nama ko pateni ko aru Dotrong kalani bidungo adita anthani bigman chawa sapani kita awa mana sekian ko onken maina no ba culture anchingni cadang berang na lokada manirang ko jatni takal ka opang chaki skira na ta blongen langchmota maina ba ia sumayo anching jatni takal kanirang ko baka mandirangan walang ha ani nekama na tau pendakpo workshop rang ko so kari ni kita belsiu changprak ba belsiu changgani ba wamang ni chomwa ta wamang thang da otki Dotrong sang jamena dama ba chigur warang ko cadang berang na skiat na market mo ode longen nambigen aro cadang berang ko ba yang mo bola asa paina simang ba jatni dakar kani kita e dukada manirang ko namira ke skira china maina yano na chingni namgni bonggen aro ajik jatna nama rasung ko ba chingra banamatken aro jatni dakar kani kita dukada manichiganichi aching bongani ko dakang namatken ni man hai aching plakan yarang ko skira nangta jakudena hotel dia